Yeah, I am the tax man here on AM560 the Answer. With our technical producer, Deborah Schreiner, our producer and my nephew and realtor, Jim Leahy, and you, the listener.
And now, here's that man with a head just crammed full of knowledge, Mr. Know-It-All.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Know-It-All, the segment where attorney Stephen Leahy gives us his infinite wisdom on all things taxes. And today the question is, what happens to a taxpayer after you stop IRS action? I mean, does it just go away?
Well, that's a good question, Jim. And what really when you say, well, when is it fixed? When is a client's case fixed? When is their IRS case resolved? Is it when someone comes to me and they're having their wages garnished and I stop the garnishment? Is that the resolution? A lot of these these outfits are called tax resolutions. When is it resolved? When is my case resolved? Again, is it when I stop the garnishment or the levy? Is it when you reach an agreement with the IRS, so you're going to start at a payment plan? Is it when they take a lien away from you? Is that when it stops? Is it stops when you make your final payment? Is that when it stops?
Yeah.
And so because 85% of these cases you're going to pay something to the IRS. Most cases, almost all of the cases, you're going to pay the IRS something. Okay. Now you can't get into what they call a currently not collectible status where you don't pay the IRS anything, and sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. But here's the answer to the question is, it's when you're finished, when you're no longer owing the IRS any money or under their thumb, right? Because when I get into an installment agreement with the IRS, that installment agreement might be 5 years, it might be 6 years, it might be 7 years, and then I'm going to be paying the IRS for all that time. And while I'm paying the IRS all that time, right, I'm still under that agreement. I have to file on time, and I have to stay in compliance, right? I always tell people the solution really rests with compliance. That's the secret ingredient to solving IRS problems. So when I first started helping people with IRS problems, and we'd get them into currently not collectible status, for instance, or we get them into a partial payment plan where they're paying a couple $100 a month, or something like that, and then we withdrew our power of attorney. It was like we're finished, but the people still have a whole. They still have years to battle the IRS because they got to make the payments. And what happens is sometimes if I'm in a partial installment agreement or I'm in currently not collectible status, the IRS might come back to me in a year or two and say, hey, has anything changed? Can you pay us now? Can you pay us more than you were paying us before? Because they really
went to court to that.
They really want their money. What do you mean they went to court for that? They want their money. Okay, so now you're going to have to try to do it all over again, and this is where we came up with the IRS protection plan, because I wasn't satisfied with just cutting people loose. So I get them in a payment plan, cut them loose. Now they're on their own. I get them in a currently not collectible. Cut them loose. Now they're on their own. We get them into an offer and compromise. Right? Cut them loose. They're on their own.
Do it on your own.
But you're not. But you can't, because that's not finished yet. Even an offer and compromise, you promise to file your tax returns and pay them on time for the next 5 years. And if you don't do that, they'll cancel the offer and compromise. You're right back where you started from. And again, here I'm in a currently not collectible status with the IRS, and they come back to me in 2 years and say, hey, can you pay us more now? Well, now you got to go through the whole process again. So that's why the IRS protection plan is an ongoing protection from the IRS. So we continue to keep you in compliance. We keep our power of attorney on file. So when the IRS starts sending you notices, we get the notices. Because, what happens is people go back to what they know, right? So if I haven't filed, I'm not good at filing my taxes on time. So the last 5 years I haven't filed. So now you come to me, we get them all filed, we get you in compliance, we get you in an agreement, and then the next year comes, and what happens? You go right back to what you were doing before, which is not filing. Because that's just the way it works. So you need someone to keep on you to make sure that this problem goes away and stays away. And that's what the IRS protection plan is all about, is not only helping you solve the problem, whether it's stopping the levy, coming up with the payment plan, stopping the IRS collection activities, all of that, and then keeping them away. okay? Because it's not done until it's done.
I think one of the most important things, too, is when you're part of the IRS protection plan, you're able to start doing what you do best, right? You're able to go back and start making money. Or because a lot of people that you help are small business owners, and all of a sudden they're not making money because they have this looming IRS problem. Well, guess what?
And what's the point? They all say, what's the point?
Why should I do this job? Who cares?
And then we help you keeping your business on track so you can focus on growing your business, because a growing business will solve a lot of problems, right? Financial problems. So you have to focus on making your business grow, and to do that, you need to not let us focus on the IRS. So that's what we do. Anyway, I hope that answered your question.
Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.
Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All. And if you have a question for Attorney Stephen Leahy regarding the IRS, make sure you go right over to the Facebook page, the IRS Radio Hour or Trust Radio Network. There's two ways of doing it.
Can't they call me too?
They can also call 312-664-6649 and visit chicagotaxteam.com. It's going to be your hub to fight the IRS with Opem Tax Resolution. So, ladies and gentlemen, remember, Opem Tax Resolution is there for you. He can't help you if you don't ask the questions, okay? All right, I'm pretty much done talking there, so we got to listen to our sponsors, come back, finish the show, have fun. We've got a lot on our plate. So let's do that here on AM560, The Answer.